Welcome to Toffee TV. I'm joined by Andy. We are previewing a six-pointer. Let's call it what it is. Southampton versus
teams,
Everton. St Mary's, 3 o'clock. This Saturday is the place to be, or not to be, as someone once said.
Most likely.
There you go. Andy, without getting too talk sport on everything, this is a big game for Everton, isn't it?
It is, but I don't want to go like, because I listened to Talk Sport yesterday and saying we could be relegated. We're not going to be relegated, let's be honest. But
who said that?
Well, Jordan, we need to start picking up points now, don't we, realistically? Because 11 points from 11 games, that puts us for 38. That's, you know what I mean? It's not clever, is it? But this is the type of game that we should be winning. You know, if we have any, you know, if we want to get 8th, 7th, 6th, these are the type of games.
Top half.
Yeah, top half, whatever. We need to win these type of games. You know, Southampton still, you know, obviously they didn't play too badly against City last weekend, but still a bit shell shock after getting shellacked 9-0 by Leicester. The manager, supposedly not under pressure, but from the outside, he is under pressure, I guess, from the media. So we need to take advantage of that. Our manager is under pressure from both inside and outside, but you know
That's
what I mean.
what it seems like.
But yeah, we need to win this game. But we have got a better side. If they turn up, that's the problem. They don't turn up for any games.
I mean, away on the South Coast, last 11 games, 3 draws and 8 defeats. We lost to Brighton, didn't we? So, not a great place for us to go. Southampton, last time we won there was 2015 when we beat them 3-0. It's been a bit rubbish playing Southampton away, particularly since we took the manager off them. That seemed to
spare them on,
make them not like us.
Yeah.
And they've had good results.
If only we didn't take the manager off them.
Yeah, we should have left them.
Yeah.
In hindsight, we should have left him there and got someone good. It's a tough game, this one. It really is. There's for lots of reasons. Southampton obviously got players like Nathan Redmond, who on his day is a handful. Danny Ings loves a goal against Everton.
Yeah, they've got James Ward-Prowse to go from set pieces.
So, you know, Shane Long, who's still there.
He'll probably roll him out for
you know, will come out for us and run the channels for the last 20 minutes and all that. So, notoriously, not a great place for us to go. But from our perspective, obviously the midfield's a big issue for the manager. We've lost this, like I've said before and I said on the final word, his first choice midfield in his own mind would have been Gbamin and Gomez.
Maybe Delph included as well, yeah.
And, you know, we've got no Gomez now till next season, no Gbamin till probably January, February. Delph was clutching his hamstring at the end of the game at the weekend. We don't know whether he's going to be available. He hasn't trained so far this week.
Is Mina trained?
Excuse me, Mina's trained.
Oh, is he? That's good. 'Cause he was clutching his hamstring as well.
Hear me? He was walking.
He's allergic to Everton.
That was it, that midfield. He's walking around, holding his, hobbling around on Sunday, but he's still brilliant. And that'll be potentially where it's won and lost, I think, because obviously they've got Romeo in there, who's is what he is. James Ward-Prowse, who's full of energy in there. Get about
Stuart
us.
Armstrong
is another one. So they've got good legs in there. We have to match them up. Obviously, Romeo's not quick. But
he's just going to sit in. There's 2 ways it could go. They play 2 ways, Southampton, and obviously I think they'll play a certain way against us. But they can either be very high pressing and sort of try and play on the counter, or they'll sit deep like they did against Man City, make themselves hard to break down, then obviously send Ings, and maybe Moussa Djenepo, who's, you know, one. I think the last time they won, he was the one who scored the goal. He won 1-0. They need him back as he is a match winner. But apart from that, they haven't going forwards there. They should defend, and apart from obviously the Leicester game, they're not overall too bad. But I hope they play a bit more. They try and attack us, but then they're under pressure because they haven't won a home for what?
Since March or
February.
Since
March. So you know, it's all well and good me worrying about them sitting deep and, you know, us trying to break them down. But I think the fans will want to see them play and attack.
They'll want a reaction. You lose 9-0 at home.
Yeah.
Your next home game, there needs to be a reaction, doesn't there? You know, they had 2
unwinnable games.
Luckily, or however which way you look at it, they had City away twice in a week after that. So
they were on reasonably well against them. Yeah.
They were on hiding to nothing.
Yeah,
it didn't matter if they lost both games, as if you can look at it like that, because they weren't expected to get anything out of either game. But they'll be looking at Everton and thinking, well, Everton have won away all season. You know, so this represents an opportunity for us to get 3 points here and move level points with Everton.
Yeah.
From our perspective, we need to be looking at it and thinking they haven't won at home all season. They've been hammered 4-1 and 9-0 the last 2 home games. But we know it'll be a tough game, but it's a game we can win because we're better. We're better when teams come at us, and you'd like to think them being a home team, you will.
You don't depress us. That's, you know, and that is Ralph Hasenhüttl's game when he was at Ingolstadt and when he was at Leipzig. He played a very high pressing game 4-2-2-2. They haven't really done that at Southampton. I think he's realised he hasn't got enough talent to play that way. So they generally do either play mostly 3 at the back. I know we said before off camera they did go to a 4 at the start of the season, but they usually play 3 at the back, and the wing backs provide the width. But you know, I hope that they do press, but if they sit in like them, they shouldn't treat Everton like they treated City, but obviously you don't want to lose that game with Ralph Hasenhüttl. So would you sit in against Everton who've lost games this season when teams have sat in?
I suppose if you were him, possibly you would look for a basis of starting. Ped said on one of the shows, when he was in the Premier League show, they've hit their lowest ebb this season, losing 9-0, and it's time for them to bounce back, and a point might be a way to start that. And he might look at it and go, don't lose. That's a starting point. Don't get beat. Put a bit of press, put a bit of passion into your play in front of your own fans. See where. Now, he might look at it and go, we can beat these, so we'll get at them. I don't know.
Well, Everton are quite weak, aren't they, at the moment in terms of mentality? But, you know, if you get a goal ahead against us, it's not I mean,
how do you think Everton... I mean, you had a conversation before off air about Everton, and I honestly, whether you're a Marco Silva fan or you're not a Marco Silva fan or you're just indifferent to Marco Silva, I honestly believe he plays every game to win. I honestly think if he'd have been a little bit more
pragmatic,
conservative, away from home this season, we'd have probably been halfway up the table.
Well, I say he does play to win every game, but there's a disconnect between how we play and the plan on the pitch, but that's a different subject. But I agree what you're saying is when it hasn't worked the way, why hasn't he gone? Which, you know, if you listen to any other manager talk, if it doesn't work for a certain amount of time, you go back to basics. You know, play on the counter-attack away, try and nip some points. A couple of draws here and there, do everything in the world a good away, you know what I mean?
Well, if we had 2 more draws, we'd be in the top 10.
Exactly. So that's...
Or 12,
so
11, 12 or something.
Maybe not send the full-backs as high, maybe sit the defenders, you know, whatever. Just try something different. But we play the same way, no matter whether home or away, who we're against. Maybe not Man City, because we did sit deep against Man City, which is, let's be honest, sensible. You don't want to get annihilated, do you? But
no.
That's where Marco, the disconnect is between Marco, is they should have probably, I know he's probably proud of his philosophies, his principles, but probably away from home we should have been a bit more pragmatic, play on the counter, go a bit more direct, play Dom or even Richarlison like on Saturday. I like it when you've got movement against 3 at the back, because their whole width is going to come from the 2 full-backs. And let's be honest, at Southampton, the manager being the way he is, he's going to send them higher.
Well, Burton's going to be out, isn't he? Still, it's the final. I think it's the final game of his 3-match ban.
Yeah.
So he's still out at the moment. So, and I think he's a good player, Ryan Burton, down the left-hand side.
Yeah, he's a good player. Yeah.
He's obviously getting towards the.
But what you do, I think what Everton need to do is, well, we've discussed this before, is not have orthodox wingers where they're playing in the wing channels. Let the full-backs play there. Get them in a bit tighter to the striker. And get Richarlison up against Jan Vestergaard. Jan Vestergaard's a big 6'5" centre-half. He does not like to be moved around. Get Richarlison. Don't have him against Bednarek. Don't have him against Jack Stevens. Have him against him. Try and move him round. And I think Richarlison have some... I play Richarlison off the left in this game. I know we don't usually discuss for the first 11, but I'll play Richarlison off the left in this game and get him cutting in on that right foot, because, let's be honest, he's our only consistent goal threat when he's on. And I know people have, you know, got on his back this week, but that's the type of player he is. Zaha's the same. Everyone loves Zaha, so...
Oh, I mean... Yeah, you're talking obviously about the nonsense article that Paul Joyce has written.
Well, we know where Paul Joyce is coming from, don't we? You know,
well, we do, but it's very odd in the week when the team he supports, striker, gets booked for diving. That there's very little...
Consistently
how hasn't it and consistently diving, how's that not led the article? Where's the article about how Mane or Salah
Well,
are
my
damaging Liverpool.
question is who's authorised them to do that article within Everton, maybe, and that's a different subject.
For
for
Everton,
the day, but
it's poor from Everton, in my opinion.
There's no fight in Everton at the moment off the pitch or on the pitches in terms of trying to mould a media narrative, because Durham's going on TalkSport saying we're going to get relegated. Basically seems the son's the victim now.
Did he say that Everton were going to get relegated?
He said Everton could be relegated. Yeah,
he could be. Well, I suppose at the moment. It's hard to argue with Gamble. I don't think.
If it got into January, then you're right, fair enough, yeah. But then even so, the talent's still there. There's still enough talent there with a bit of brains to win a couple of games. There certainly is. But the longer you leave the current situation, whether Marco can turn it around, and obviously I don't believe so. But unless he turns it around, then you're going to have to get a new manager.
I think Everton is still more than capable of finishing in the top 8.
Easily.
For 5 points off the top. But what I would say to that, which kind of undoes my own narrative, is that we don't look capable of putting 2 wins together. And at the moment,
that's the problem. It's inconsistency.
Until they can do that, they won't. So therefore, you would have to say that at this moment in time, you wouldn't definitely back against Everton not being relegated.
No, I know.
I mean, we know, we watch them and we know that there's talent there. But someone like Durham, who A, he's trying to get a reaction.
Oh, of course, that's exactly what he's doing.
But B, if he doesn't watch Everton all the time and he just sees them with 11 points after 11 games, he will go, well, they're in trouble because the way they are for a reason. The fact is, if you look up the league, the one win off 10th or something, 11th, whatever.
Well, 6 points.
All of those teams are in trouble. So,
well, let's be honest, it's an open league this year because apart from, I think Chelsea will probably get third. I guess they seem a bit more. People forget about Chelsea. People go, "Oh, Frank Lampard, who was doing this great job." They got half the team that won a championship 2 years ago. So there's a perfect blend for Chelsea. But in terms, the rest
at the moment, the top 4 are flying. At Liverpool are the thingy, but Leicester and Chelsea are flying. But then
Arsenal, Man United,
there's 6 points then behind. Everyone else is 6 points behind.
There's not really any good teams in the league, and so I think Everton with a modicum of consistency. I'm not talking about winning every game. I'm talking about win 3, lose 1, draw 1, win 3. You know, that's we're asking to win 10 on the bounce here. We're asking for just a bit of consistency. I think Everton will be fine, but it has to start with a game like this. And if Marco hopes to stay in charge or whatever's going to happen to Marco, he's going to have to win games like this because the away form, when the next manager comes in as well, the away form is actually what's going to keep them in the job because we're usually okay at home. It's the away form which has cost managers the jobs in the last couple of years because Cuban couldn't win away from home.
Well, that's been the difference, hasn't it? It'll be the difference with this fella.
Yeah.
Everton have not only Liverpool have took more home points than Everton since March, which is bonkers when you look at it, when you consider how good Man City are. But we can't win away games.
No.
So
there's a mentality issue.
We're horrific away from home. So any manager that could come into Everton or Marco Silva, the big thing for him would be getting some away wins. And this game at the weekend represents an opportunity to do so. I mean, just looking, Southampton have won 11 Premier League home games against Everton. They've only won, which is only beaten Newcastle more in the Premier League, which is 12.
Everyone's only beaten Newcastle more, haven't they? West Ham, they're the 2 teams that front speed.
We've lost 5 of our last 6 away games at Southampton. 11 of Southampton's 12 Premier League wins against Everton have come at home, 91.7%.
Fantastic.
Southampton have won just 1 point in their opening 5 home games.
Yeah, they've been poor away from home this season. He did quite well at home last season, to be fair. And I like Hasenhuttl, but he's got to have to. They're short of confidence. We're short of confidence. So something's got to give, really. And a draw, is it really good enough for Marco? I'm going to say no, but I also think there's performance aspects here to this, and I think that again, you would say at the start of the season, I said 1-1 draw at home with Tottenham, you would have took it, wouldn't you?
At the start of the season,
yeah.
Not
now.
but
so when you look at the team, but then it's the style of performance. That the performance was absolutely terrible. Like,
it was awful.
There's a disconnect between the midfield and the attack still, and
just haven't got any blends right at the moment.
No,
and obviously losing Bernard was a
now the problem comes is we
blow.
bought players in the summer to blend, and unfortunately we haven't got that blend because they're all injured or whatever. And that is on Marco, but there's still no style or rhythm to the team. And this game here, you need to. This is a game where I think Southampton probably will sit deep. So we need to see those ideas of how to spread the team around, and that for me involves having Alex Iwobi in rather than the Icelandic master there.
Well, we have got to play. For me, we have got to have legs in midfield. So I know people are saying, get Sigurdsson back in. No, not for me, because I think Schneiderlin will play.
Can't have him in the Schneiderlin.
I think Schneiderlin will play.
But I think him and Tom Davis would be fine, Schneiderlin, because Tom Davis then's got the licence.
Yeah.
All Schneiderlin needs to do, and I don't know why, if it's Namarco or not telling him, but when he plays with other players, he seems to start drifting up the pitch, is sit in and screen the back two. That's all he needs to do.
But then your fullbacks go on, don't they?
But then but he drops in between, you make a back three, then that's all you need to do.
You need the legs from Davis and Iwobi in there.
Yeah, you do. So it's cover, yeah, of course.
But that's what we need. If we've got that movement in midfield and
that's why
legs.
You've got Holgate instead of Keane,
and
because
you've
he
got
provides that legs.
Everton are winless in the last 8 Premier League away games. 3 draws, 5 defeats.
That's disgraceful.
However, 10 of our last 13 wins on the road have been against sides placed 15th or lower, which obviously is what Southampton are.
That's not great though, is it? They're the game. That is why Everton aren't finishing top 6, because we don't win away games against teams around us, which is why we're not.
Theo Walcott has been involved in 6 goals in his last 4 appearances against Southampton, scoring 5 and
First goal for everyone who bets.
So, well, listen, he does. It's his old club. I know
he's done right. I know
he
wasn't great on the weekend, but I think he's done really
well. But I thought he took him off too early.
Yeah,
he was still causing.
I think his pace late in the game, especially when they can't be bothered chasing people. I thought, but I think it has to be, the team has to be pacey. And I know probably Tosin's going to play because he's turned into Lewandowski in people's eyes because of a couple of sub-appearances. But I think he's Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who's not done anything wrong for me. I know he's not perfect, but he's scoring goals. He should be in the side. Moise Keane's going to have to wait in the inside loop.
Maybe Moise Keane's game will come, Norwich at home.
You'd hope so, because they're open as anything.
See, what frustrates me with Moise Keane, just quickly on him, is that we've played him with the static midfield.
Yeah.
We haven't played him with Tom Davis and with Iwobi, who actually thread balls through.
Exactly.
And yet it's like, well, he's back out now, and I can't believe that all of a sudden people are looking at him and going, he's not really an option.
Well, like, there's idiots on Twitter saying that he's a donkey and all that. No, we know what that is, but that's just idiotic. Yeah. But yeah, anyway.
But that's the shame.
But to get the best out of players, same with Iwobi, same with Davis, you need to have players around them that enhance their ability. That's what it's all about, combinations. That's why Sigurdsson and Dom don't work, because as a combination, Dom just stands. But they don't work. You can tell by how many times. So you need a combination that works. And Iwobi and and I think Keane would work, and Iwobi and Richarlison seems to work as well, because Richarlison makes them runs in behind, and Iwobi's got the pace and speed of thought to release them. So,
and Iwobi is, even though, I thought the manager started with the correct team and the correct way.
I would play him on the wing.
Oh, no, but I thought Sunday, it was the right team to play.
4-3-3, yeah.
And I thought Iwobi had to play there just to make sure we could get the others in midfield. But now, obviously, with losing Andre Gomez, it's a big, I think, the opportunity now he goes back into midfield and he stays central. And if that means Richarlison going out to the left while Bernard's out, then so be it. Get him there. Walcott's a shoe-in at the moment. He has to be. He's the one with pace. He's playing well. Why wouldn't he be in there? And then it's a flip of a coin then for your centre-forward. Tosin has done well in the last 2 games as a sub, but the manager did say in his press conference he's good at coming on as a sub, so maybe he would.
I don't think the manager rates him, I'm going to be honest. And
well, he probably just...
Whether rightly he's right or wrong, that manager... I think saying that the manager changes his mind, doesn't he? And what he's got.
But I think that's what happens when you've got
start questioning
no
yourself,
consistency. You're looking to stumble on something that works, and we've tried different things, and so far
we've tried too many things.
I know, but
we're throwing a lot at the wall, and
isn't he?
Not in terms of formation, because I think we played one different formation in about 12 months.
No, but he's throwing different things, so that's the one thing I don't think people can criticise him for. At least he's not just playing. Because there was that period of 4 defeats, he played the same players basically every game. Now, I don't think anyone can have a go.
No,
he's dropped Sigurdsson, he's dropped Michael Keane, he's tried Iwobi inside, he's tried him central midfield, he's tried Tom Davis in, Walcott's back, he's tried, Holgate's in. Moise Keane's probably the only one who can probably count himself unlucky.
I guess, though, I'm not bothered about him bringing Moise Keane along slowly. I've got no problem with that. The only problem I have is don't play him as a right winger in a 4-2-3-1. It's just not going to work, but whatever. I understand why managers are hesitant to blood players who are not experienced, because they make mistakes, and when you're under pressure, and that's why Anthony Gordon probably should be on the bench this weekend. Probably won't. He might not be, or you don't know. I would as an impact sub have him in the team, but whether he does or not.
It's energy, and it's
a bit of excitement.
Excitement, and it's a fresh face for the players.
There's no fear as well when players.
It's a fresh face for the players. The players look and go, oh yeah. and it's a filler for other players, for your likes of Benny Beningame, for your likes of Lewis Gibbs and people like that who look and go, oh, well, he is getting a chance here, so I've just got to get my head down. Whereas if they're never getting near the 18,
no, exactly.
You start thinking, I've got no chance no matter what. But, oh, well, let's see what happens. It's difficult, this, because we don't know which Everton are going to turn up. And that's, but sadly, and probably sadly for the manager as well, is that's been the story of the season. Decent at home, terrible away, against the team that's poor at the moment in Southampton. It's
It's a must-win game.
But
so it is, especially for the manager.
Well, for me, it's a must-not-lose game first and
at least
foremost.
A draw,
we have to take something because Southampton below us. Don't give them the opportunity to get above us. So don't lose the game. But to me, it's a game Everton not have to win, but should be winning. Let's leave it at that.
How many games have you got before we have that horrendous run in December? There's not many.
The horrendous run might not be as bad as people think, though. It might spark all the teams who we play in December are going to come onto us, and Everton are better when teams attack us. I'm not saying we'll win all the games.
Arsenal are a team we can beat, I guess.
Arsenal, Chelsea, United, I don't worry about any of them three. As good as Chelsea are, they don't bother me in the slightest. Liverpool and Leicester will be very tough away games, but that's football. They're all tough, though. This will be a tough one at the weekend, so let's see what happens. Big thanks to, and let us know in the comment section below if you are confident, if you think, is this make or break for Marco Silva? That's what we've been asked, certainly on our live shows this week. Is Saturday make or break for Marco Silva? It feels like this question flips around every week.
It's actually boring, but
which isn't great. No, but people are looking at it.
The reason for me that it's too ambiguous. No one knows. There can't be this. Oh, we got a draw in that last game, so it goes on. It's the cycle. There needs to be some clarification either from the club that he's going to be here to the minimum the end of the season, or they need to remove him, either or, because otherwise there's just a question mark over the whole club forever, and that you need some clarity, really.
I suppose the only answer to that question is we'll know by the next preview, which is after the international break. Big thanks to Anne, like I say. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, give the video a thumbs up. And if you want more videos, join us on Patreon. See you later.